everyone, I'm Museum Associate Joanna Abijaoude and welcome back to our special collection storage. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few mid-century publications, this time focused on menswear. We have several menswear focused titles in our collection, so today I'll give you a brief overview, we'll take a look at a few from each one, and then at the end you can tell me which ones you want to see more of, because we'll take any excuse to delve into our special collections again. Okay, we have a lot to get through, so let's dive right in. You'll see I'm not going to be wearing gloves. I have clean, dry hands. The first title is Menswear from the Chicago Apparel Gazette, and it's the earliest issue I'm going to be showing you from 1929. This issue dates to 1934. The cover illustration is by Lester Rubin, who was a known menswear illustrator at the time, and I love that the style is so Art Deco with that streamlined modern aesthetic. Another bold graphic design from 1934. This issue and the one next to it are both illustrated by someone named E. Parrish. I wasn't able to find much about this artist, so if you're familiar, please let us know. We'd love to learn more. Next up, a more obscure title, The Boy's Outfitter. It is a trade magazine that began publishing in 1919 after World War I and continued into the 1950s. And you'll see this issue is from January 1936. Trade publications were not meant for sale for the general public, so when you look at ads such as these, you'll see a lot of verbiage about promotions and trends and putting in orders from manufacturers. And this one is just particularly adorable. I mentioned the illustrator Lester Rubin before, and here we can see another double-page spread of his artwork in a different publication. This is called Around the Clock with Youth, when he has a different costume for every event. We're moving on to a 1964 issue of California Men's and Boys Stylist, and here next to it a 1969 issue of California Men's Stylist. These trade magazines were the brother publications to California Stylist, which features women's wear, and you'll see a lot of casual clothes, a lot of beach wear. California at this time was really looked to as the center of leisure wear. Trade magazines have a lot of advertisements for textiles. This one is for capri shirts made by Dacron Polyester, and I love this his and her polyester shirt and matching dress. I want to point out this issue is stamped with MGM and the address label Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Wardrobe Department. So the major studios would receive these trade publications to, stay in touch with what trends were coming up for the following year. Okay guys, we're gonna have to do a whole other unboxing just on Apparel Arts. The covers are always gorgeous. I'll show you a few here, but it really deserves its own unboxing. You can see it was launched by the same person who founded Esquire. Apparel Arts is another trade publication that was started in 1931, and apparently it was so popular that customers would take it from the retailers when they saw them out, and you can see why. Here are two issues from 1944 and 1945, and look at these covers using fabric collages. I also love this sort of surrealist, artful water splashes on this 1946 cover. Unfortunately, the magazine declined in popularity after World War II, so in 1957 it was transformed into GQ, which we'll look at next. Unlike Apparel Arts, Gentleman's Quarterly was not a trade magazine, so it did go to consumers. They focused on fashion, and they saw themselves as sort of a male counterpart to Vogue. And of course, they featured celebrities. So here is Fred Astaire on the September 1964 cover. Okay, we're ending on probably my favorite cover of all time. This is from summer 1965, and the artist is Robert Jackson. Paper cutouts with yarn hair featuring actual fashion. The magazine says these swim trunks are by Jansen, so we'll have to look in our Maurice Levin archive to see if we can find a matching drawing. But we all agree there is something very Alexandre Girard about these paper cutouts. Here is one of Girard's work, and again, the cover. One thing you might notice in all of the issues that I've shown you is a real lack of diversity. The first black person to appear on the cover of GQ was Sammy Davis Jr. in 1967. Unfortunately, this issue is not in our collection.